Yeah, you talked about a cut on your hand. The other day, I was replacing one of the screens in my place. So I took the screen out, then I put the new one on, and it had like little latches, like little catches you got to push up and then get the screen on there. Yeah. Then it was in there, and I went like this to like just kind of brush it down. I was like, huh. Why is there blood all over that?
Oh, no.
I looked at my thumb. Blood was just gushing down, and I had like punctured under the nail, like that bit of skin. I was like, oh, that really hurts now.
Man, when that happens, that is like your whole week. Like, I got one time I did a weird thing where I bruised the bottom of my foot. Have you ever done that? No. One of my kids left out a die-cast metal airplane. And I stepped on the back of it, like the tail fin went straight up into the arch of my foot and bruised my foot. Bruising the bottom of your foot, A, is hard, and B, it's hard to get over. Because like for a week, if like I just stepped on it in a weird, any way at all, was a weird way. And I was just like in total pain every time I stepped on it.
I stepped on a toothpick. My brother was eating Pop-Tarts with toothpicks. I don't know why.
It happens.
Yeah, and he was on the floor. And I ran in, I stepped in this toothpick, and it got wedged into my foot. And it was like Pop-Tart goo all over it. I was like...
Did it jam in your foot? Like
yeah,
pierced your foot?
Yeah.
Oh,
and there was
worst.
I think it was apple cinnamon.
What is wrong with your
cinnamon
brother?
Pop-Tart? I think
like that story just kept getting weirder and weirder. He was eating Pop-Tarts with toothpicks on the floor.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I just stepped on it.
Somebody wrote to me and said in Australia they pay $100. I'm assuming $100 Australian for 100 megabits down and 2 megabits up, and only a 200 gigabyte a month monthly quota.
Wow.
You know, one thing I don't understand about quotas is I have no idea how much does gaming use.
You know, I use Time Warner, and you can check how much you use in a month. And in a typical month, I'll use about between 200 and 300 gigs of data.
Here's the thing.
Gaming?
Just like general everything.
Would you rather
I'll use
have
way more than I bet.
so say you only have a gig
not a contest.
or something a month, right? Would you rather have a really, really fast speed?
Yes.
So it just goes through really fast, and you're like, God damn it. Or would you rather have a slower speed so you naturally pace it out?
No, a fast speed, because then you can meter it yourself instead of being metered by the other
So
end.
if you have a quota, you want to be slow as well?
So just so that, well, you have a quota, and then you're like...
It's like if you have for dinner, if you have one fish stick, do you wolf it down, or do you like...
Yeah, it's like, do you want someone saying, well, here's your quarter of a fish stick.
Yeah.
Here's the next quarter.
You take forever to eat.
Say all you have in the house is a Pop-Tart and a box of toothpicks. if that's all that you have, how do you eat your Pop-Tart? How the fuck do you eat a Pop-Tart?
I don't know.
With a toothpick?
That's what I said. I was really pissed. I was like...
That's what you said? You stepped on the toothpick, you didn't say, ow?
No, I said... But afterwards, I was like, what? Well, I didn't say this because I was like 7, but I was like, why the fuck are you eating a Pop-Tart on the floor with toothpicks?
At 7, I totally would have said fuck.
No, I wouldn't.
I grew up in New York.
I couldn't say butt.
You couldn't say butt?
I couldn't say, don't be a butthead. I got in trouble for that.
Oh, man.
Well, of course you get in trouble, but you can still say it.
Well, yeah.
It's not like...
In my head, I was like, I can't say butt.
Chris's
Really?
program.
Yeah, it was like, I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons when I was 7.
Neither did I, but you still
That
find
makes
ways to
sense.
do it.
But yeah,
Oh, you just said it.
I know. I could say that kind of butt, but it's like, that's how I would
butt.
That's how I would get around with it. I'd be like, oh, you're such a butt. I also like this. You know, that's how I would get like.
It made you the creative person you are today. Look
Did
at
you walk around and be like, oh, I'm so smart?
So what was that? Were your parents? Where were you in the family? You strike
I'm
me.
the middle.
You strike me as a middle kid.
Yeah, I'm a middle kid.
You strike me as a
Yeah.
middle kid. Yeah.
Forgettable.
Yeah, no, I was
Overlooked.
It's bizarre.
No, I was just older sister and then younger brother. I was mean to my older younger brother.
That's why he's setting up Pop-Tart toothpick booby traps. Like the Pop-Tarts are just a ruse. Like
What kind of Pop-Tart was it? Do you remember?
Cinnamon
cinnamon,
or
that's
apple.
right.
Yeah, one of those. It's a good Pop-Tart. I mean, not that particular. I didn't eat that one, but it's just in general, I like that flavor.
Didn't eat that one after you stepped on it, or stepped on the raw toothpick.
it's like wine. You're like making wine out of it. Just stepping on Pop-Tarts and getting some juice out of it.
PT was a unique horror experience because it's like I have to do something in order to scare myself. Like in a movie, you're just sitting there waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
And you can tense, and there's nothing you can do about it. Here it comes, or you can leave. But
like a roller coaster.
You have to make it happen in PT, and it's
Yeah.
just like I don't want to look there. I don't want. And I know there's something horrible right there, and I
Yeah.
don't want to look.
But yeah,
at
in order
it.
to advance, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to do this.
It's like having the trigger on the guy who's like pushes you over the edge on the roller coaster. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, well,
What
we'll just
trigger?
wait. What? I don't
There's
know.
no such guy, but yeah, I totally get what you're
Well,
saying.
if there was such a guy, that would be like. Yeah.
You seem like if you stop at the top
there
of
was a guy, it would
slope
be
and you
like
just
He's
that
got like
guy.
a sniper rifle, like gonna set that card off. Yeah.
It was,
Well, whatever.
Well, whatever.
it's just
Some
like,
guy pushing some buttons that started a roller coaster.
Here, I'm gonna read this other thing.
Go
When
on.
I was out a couple weeks ago, you sat in my seat,
I did.
and
Uh-oh.
apparently you put my earpiece in your ear.
gross.
And when I came back the next week, it was covered in earwax.
My girlfriend is so upset about that.
It was
She keeps trying to get me to clean my ears. but I
so
don't like Q-tips.
disgusting and gross. It was like the thing was orange. We threw it away. I think Patrick wore gloves to get it.
Are you mad though? Because you had to, you went through the same thing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have put someone
Brian,
else's
you are-
thing in
you
my
are
ear.
taking this information in stride. Wow, that's
You're like-
amazing. How dirty are your fucking ears?
I don't know. I can't see.
like
Look,
you
look,
took
hold on.
like,
Great.
Can you hear?
when you took it out, did you look at it and be like, "Oh, I should wipe that off"?
No, I did not.
No,
It
you
wasn't
did. I know you
intentional.
didn't because it was still
not-
there.
I wasn't like, fuck this.
Why? Because it took like 20 minutes and 4 people to help him yank it out of his ear. That's why. He went home and took a nap.
When I heard about that,
afterwards.
I felt really bad, and I meant to apologize. And I'm apologizing to you right now.
That's disgusting.
I didn't think of it. I'm sorry. I had no idea.
It was just sitting out here.
Sorry. So it had a week to like just ferment.
It was like orange.
That's how you make vodka.
That's the slurry.
Demarais. Oh yeah.
I clean Joe the cat's ears. I do.
Do you want to clean my
How do you
ears?
No, I don't. Ugh.
I'm
do you
just
clean
afraid
Joe's
if
ear?
Q-tips freak me, like putting that
What's
in my
that?
ear
How do you-
freaks me out.
He's a Q-tip. Cleans ears.
You clean
You're
your
not
ears.
supposed to put them in your ears.
That's adorable.
That's bullshit.
Do you
I know
clean
it
your
says
ears?
it on the package.
I know it says it not to do it, but whatever.
That's
Everybody-
just a safety. They just say that because they're just covering their bases. They're like,
Yeah, because it's
Covering their
dirt.
bases.
Yeah,
Is there any other product in the world though that is literally the thing you're not supposed to use it
it's like-
for? It's what you use it for.
Your car goes up to 100. The speedometer goes to 140 miles an hour. Don't drive it above 70.
yeah.
Wink.
Yeah.
Don't put it in your ear. Wink.
They're pretty clean now.
I always
think.
love that.
Yeah, because it's all in the fucking thing. We threw it away.
One of them's clean.
If you're gonna get Brandon's attention, do it from the left side.
No shit.
What?
You know, that's we talked about this before. That's a job in India they have. It's part of the culture there. Is
Oh
that
yeah, they have like
ear cleaners on the street?
and you'll just go and they'll be like,
Doot, doot, doot. They have all these fucking tools and they like stick them.
Oh no!
Oh, you
do
saved
you still
it.
have it?
Patrick, I love you.
Oh my god.
Patrick saved it. He's bringing it out and giving it to Gus right now.
Exhibit A, Gus's earpiece.
Let me see.
Did you take a photo of it up close?
That's from your ear.
no, wait, I'm sorry. This is not how you make vodka. This is how you get Ebola.
You're like gagging. That's in your ears. That is like 4 inches from your mouth at any
Oh,
time.
Brandon. That's awful.
Nobody tell my girlfriend.
Yeah,
I've
wait,
never
hold on,
seen-
wait, we gotta get it tight.
Oh, gotta get tight on this? I gotta like rotate it and work with this thing?
You came to a podcast to call out
See,
plane. but
there'll be a
then
link up to a high-res photo of
Yeah,
this
we'll-
disgusting thing.
We'll post a better photo of it.
I
It's
have
hard to
never
see.
seen that amount of wax that didn't have a wick in it ever in my life. That's disgusting.
Can we
Gross.
stick a piece of twine in Brandon's ear and light it? If the power ever goes
That is
out.
how I
I'm
think
putting
they
this
do
over here.
that to get rid of earwax. I'm
So
serious.
when it melts and then you're like, where does it go?
I think you can do that.
Isn't wax? You want some wax
You're a
in
brave
there?
man.
Yeah.
Do you?
Like yeah, it protects your ear. That's why you have it.
What do you want?
You want wax? Wax is good.
It's natural.
You know, there's a genetic flag. It's actually, remember that test I
23andMe?
took from 23andMe? There's just like one genetic marker that if it's flipped, you have dry earwax versus wet earwax. And typically it's an east-west thing. Not like East Coast, West Coast, like rapper thing, but like people in like the Far East in China have dry earwax. It's dry, and they like have to like chip it out. And,
Do I have dry
Americans
or wet
have wet
earwax,
earwax.
Gus?
I don't know.
Westerners
You
have wet
old
earwax.
earwax is what I can tell.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
There's not many genes that are like that, which is like a little flip, and it's like here's the change.
Yeah.
and that's one they know is the wet
What
versus
would
dry
be the
earwax.
weirdest wet dry change
Semen.
of a? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dry
Thinking
semen,
it was dry
like a cloud of dust,
Yeah.
like powdered semen.
You just shoot it into the air and hope. Come on.
Get in there. It gives a whole new meaning to blowjobs.
Be gross though. You just like walk into someone's bedroom. You're like, what is that in here?
Yeah, little Timmy's room's always really dusty.
You had to vacuum it all the time.
Oh, it's like you got to keep like a fucking dustbuster hidden under your mattress.
Be awesome if you could like set off the smoke alarm. Invite your girlfriend over. All of a sudden the smoke alarm goes off.
Oh my god.
Sound effect would be great though. It's like, oh baby, oh. Sound like Wile E. Coyote in the desert.
Oh man. My face hurts from laughing.
That would be the weirdest one, Chris. You nailed it. First try.
Well, Gus actually. I was thinking.
It's okay. We'll take
Isn't there
credit.
kind of
Yes,
powder makeup?
people who are from the East now on Twitter are amazed that people have wet earwax. They're like, "What is wet earwax?" That's disgusting to them.
Well,
Yeah,
so is dry semen. So.
I guess they would, because before the 23andMe test, I'd never heard of dry earwax. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So I could see why if you have dry earwax, you don't realize wet earwax is a possibility. Which
would seem
why
grosser.
don't we know that?
Wet earwax is grosser,
Wet earwax is way grosser.
right? It
But
is.
you have to
Even though
chip-
I have wet earwax,
You have to
I-
chip out dry earwax. That sounds gross.
Hey,
Yeah,
I don't want
that's
anyone
the
chipping
part.
anything out of me.
Bop.
Anything.
Nothing.
No.
It's like so they're mining. It's just like they have like a little.
We struck gold in you, Brandon.
Ear gold.
Oh my
Farmahini tea.
hair's all over the place.
Did you read about my car? They updated. They're doing an updated version of my car. Gus, have you heard about this?
No.
They're making
is it the features from the D?
The D. Yeah. So it's got a motor for each of the drive wheels, a separate motor. So it goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. And the other thing about it is it has autopilot.
Wait, so
You can drive your car. Your car drives itself.
It just you get on the freeway, hit a button, and it just drives itself.
you get the features
I've
of the
been-
D through a software update?
You can, dude. My car, the current version of my car, which is a Model S, it does not have the sensors or anything in order to get the software up to do
Gotcha.
it. So
Okay.
you'd have to get the D
Gotcha.
to get the software up to do the autopilot.
Okay.
And they even said in a statement that yes, if you're in a place where it's available or it's regulated, your car can autonomously come and pick you up.
Yeah, they said on
Like
private property.
Batman?
I've been wanting to. Bernie, I've been wanting a robot car for so long. Like you don't
Are
understand.
you
Like
asking me to buy you a car?
He's got his hands together like
That's
in
nicer
the,
than
in
my
the
car?
begging position.
No.
Bernie, buy me $130,000 car.
Yeah, I
I
know.
want a robot car. So I want to be
No.
able to like go to like get
Yeah,
my
but
car.
you want to be able to talk to your car.
But
Yeah,
could you
but-
imagine though? Could you imagine though that like, oh, I forgot I parked my car on the other side of the mall. I'll just have it come get me.
Yeah.
And just like the car
I
comes.
can't
around.
describe
imagine
my
it.
life.
I've been thinking about it for like years now. I want this robot car.
It exists. Go get it. Just like finance it. Yeah,
Finance it.
I agree with you.
Yeah, they said, I believe what they said was if it's on private property, you can activate that. And it could essentially drive itself, but
It's only on private property.
Well,
because
they're saying that legally. You can still activate it wherever the hell you want to. You're on private property here, so if you want your car to come pick you up at the front door, do it. Although, also, how would you specify to the car, "Come get me"? How would it not just drive? I know it would drive to the wall and like come get you like the Kool-Aid man. I'm here. Let's go. There in front of 'em.
people in Austin are really bad about using their phone while driving. I feel like I'm
We
the
don't
only-
really have a law against it.
Austin does.
It just passed.
Like
didn't
a
it?
year and a half ago.
No, it's been in there for a while.
You know what? There's a law against what
it was
specifically?
texting,
though?
but now
Against
it's
using your-
now it's universal against all phones.
Using apps or anything on your phone other than placing a call. But now I think they just changed it to where now you can't be making a call either.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'll be at a red light behind someone else or two cars behind. It turns green and no one's going because they're all looking at their phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. Now I have to start honking.
So does that qualify as driving if you're at a red light?
Well, if you're at the red light and it's your job to go and you're not going, yeah, you're distracted. You need to be going.
Fair enough.
You know what would fix that, Chris?
Robot cars.
You sold me with the sing song. There's the Renault Quid.
There it is with the drone that checks for traffic, that checks for gridlock. So we'll put that in the linked up as well for those of you watching the audio version of this or listening to the audio version. It's basically a yellow and it's listen.
here's
It
the
is
deal.
a concept car. We'll never see that thing ever.
Doesn't matter because when robot cars come, I won't care about traffic because I'll be able to do stuff while I'm in the car. I'll be driving and be like, take me to work. And I'll be like, working and doing like.
I feel like I'm listening to a fifth grader's book report. I would love to hear Chris say all the problems that robot cars are going to fix.
Well, okay,
everything.
Public transportation. All right. So say you have a car. Yeah, well, it is because you have robot cars that just go and pick people up. So you finish your car, and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to work. Your car could go around and pick people up and take other people to work. You don't even need a car.
But you have to pay for the gas.
Like your car could be an Uber driver.
Yeah,
like you could make money.
Exactly. You could buy a car and then tell it to go make money for you.
Chris, you're blowing my mind. You're absolutely
would
right.
you just tell the car, go make money?
Yeah, you could, and it would.
Pat it. Go make money.
And then also, or you wouldn't even need a car because there'd be other people who bought cars, and then they would be doing that.
It would be weird though. The car would rely on a human to fill it up with gas. It would like pull into the gas station and be like,
well, maybe then,
hey.
maybe then there would be gas attendants go back. Oh, that'd be crazy. It would go.
Or it could be the
that
gas
would
and
be
it could be a robot,
What's
Chris.
crazy?
Oh, you're not
Oh my
thinking
God,
about that.
What's crazy?
Well, I'll say we go back
We
to
have
where.
a car that drives itself, but we gotta have someone there.
Well, I'll say we go back to the time where there's people who
car
fill
driving
gas.
all over the road autonomously, done. But this impossible. That's just like a nozzle. No, get out of
Well,
here.
I'd say it'd be kind of cool if we went back to the time where there's like all of a sudden a job to fill someone's gas.
How bitter would you be if a car pulled up with nobody in it and you had to fill it with gas? I would be so fucking bitter. I would be like, I'm not doing this job anymore.
Like scrape the nozzle all down the ceiling side of the car. There you go.
Or if it was like regular, please, fucking premium.
How you like that? How you like that Calcatron? Fucking take that.
I don't know why this is how cars talk. I don't know.
But it would get so abused. Those features would get totally abused though too, because the impact on fuel usage will go through the roof. Because people be like, I gotta go to the post office, but I can't find a parking space. Hey car, just go around the block for like 10 times and then just run in. Nobody would ever park anywhere.
No, but
why
you
would you?
Yeah,
you wouldn't
that's
have to park because you would go somewhere and you'd be like, robot car,
Go around the block.
You'd be like, go do a couple rides for other people. I'll be back come back here in an hour. And in that
No, just
hour,
rides for other
robot
people.
car would go and be like, would give taxis to people.
Give taxis to people.
Listen, Chris, you don't want that. You don't want people getting in your car that you paid for that you don't know with no other driver in there or anything. It's like, this is the story of how I bought a driverless car and a day later it was filled to the top with urine.
Or like
that is
powdered-
exactly how that story
Or
works.
powdered semen everywhere. And they're just like, oh.
Gross.
Make it be powered by urine. That would be on. Be a homeless guy urine. That would be perfect.
Then yeah, obviously let everyone in your car.
There'd be some sort of security feature.
What would that?
No,
I don't
really.
know.
You're the one sending that to
It
the
would be a
money.
guy
like-
with a cap sitting there, scowling.
There'd be something. You have to like swipe something.
And how long would that last before, like what would be the requirement for people? Like, you have to have a driverless car by when? Like, they're introduced today. 20% of the population has them within 5 years. Then it's a point where it's like, you can't have a driverless car on the road.
30 years.
Because then you're just wasting everybody's time.
You think it's going to be 30 years till we have robot cars?
Do you have
No,
lanes?
no.
or-
Until you can like really like fairly require it.
Oh, till it's required to have a
Till
robot
it's required.
Because don't forget, I mean, like, one of the worst things in Austin, and I know it brings a lot of money to the city, and that's really fucking great, but that money can go up its own butt for all I care. The motorcycle rally that comes to Texas every year, to Austin, it's just a misery. It's just too much.
What money
It's
are
just
they
like the
making?
streets farting.
I love
Yeah.
that people are having a good time. They're on motorcycles, but it's just too much. It's too many. They got to stop it.
What
It's
are-
just too much.
what are
But
those
those people are never going to like say they can't drive on the roads. Those people are huge enthusiasts. There's
Maybe they
auto
get a robot
enthusiasts.
motorcycle.
Yeah, but they're going to want that. Why would they want that?
And who wants to go look them in the eyes and tell them they can't do something?
It's kind of like this. It's like
I will.
horses. You know, it's like
No, I
people
won't. I
still
say that
have
word.
horses.
Well, do you-
People still ride horses around.
There was a horse. I had to get over to pass a horse on Lamar
It
Boulevard.
still
the other day.
happens, but it's not like people are off riding horses all down the
It
street.
doesn't matter. It fucks up the whole system.
So do you think
does.
that robot cars are going to like push horses?
No, because people like horses. But like what I'm saying, whenever cars were introduced, I'm sure people with horses were like, well, I don't know what my horse is. I just trust a horse. I don't trust some robot to be carrying me around.
I want to see Cowboy Chris now.
Chris is gonna invent the robot horse.
No, I'm just saying, it's like, I'm sure we had back whatever in the 20s or whatever, when were cars invented?
Like the
You got it. You're
Yeah,
close.
whatever,
Beginning of the
like 20
century.
seconds.
Like
I'm just saying
1910.
the exact same conversation happened. Except people were like, "Well, I just trust my horse. I trust something with blood and bones, not a machine." People didn't trust cars then, but now they do, and now it's like
Was
the
this
next
simpler
level.
time, guys?
Just blood and bones on the road. That's all. None
I'm
of
just
this.
saying, it's just
What if you had a car that was like the trunk was filled with blood and bones?
You're like, I trust that car.
this car doesn't have. This car is full of blood and bones.
Sure enough.
You want this car driving?
The new Honda robot car now with blood and bones.
You can drive into the square. Hold on. So Henry Ford actually has a great quote, which is that he said, "If I had listened to the public, I would have designed a faster horse."
Yeah, I think Jobs cited that a lot.
Yeah,
too.
he did a lot. Yeah. I'm just listening to public opinion when
Yeah.
you're doing something that's revolutionary.
All right.
So when was the car invented? I would say
it was-
I have a great barometer for that kind of stuff because my grandmother on my dad's side, my dad, because he was a priest, waited so long to have kids. I was like super crazy generation gap with my dad. And my grandmother was actually born in 1898.
Oh wow.
So I sat down one time and did an interview with her with a video camera, and I asked her about all of her experiences. She remembers when she saw her first she's passed away now, but she remembered when she saw her first electric light. That was like, she remembers
crazy.
that. And like, she remembers seeing her first car, seeing her first airplane, everything. I heard a story that you would love. I never heard about this, that when the Wright brothers went to pitch the airplane to the U.S. military, Orville Wright and a colonel got in a plane together. And Orville Wright took off, flew him around, crashed the plane, crippled himself, killed the colonel, and the army goes, "We'll order 10,000. Then
for the enemy.
it didn't sway them at all. They went ahead and placed an order anyway.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I just love that.